The following is a sponsored segment.
Since June 1st, DC DMV has been issuing driver's license and identification cards with the jurisdiction as Washington, D.C. And here to discuss the new credential design as well as the old design and when you should renew is Lucinda Babers, Director of the Washington, D.C. Department of Motor Vehicles. So welcome, Lucinda.
Well, thank you, Julie. Thank you for having me.
So we have a lot to get into right now. We want to start off by asking you what you do and what services does the DMV provide?
Here in the district, the DC Department of Motor Vehicle, we issue license and ID cards. We do vehicle inspections, titling, and registration. And then we also adjudicate parking, moving, and photo enforcement tickets.
Okay, so there's a lot going on.
Absolutely.
So what is the Real ID?
So the Real ID is something that we implemented on May 1st of 2014. It is a federal requirement. Our residents are going to need eventually a new ID that has the cherry blossom background and a black star in the upper right-hand corner. But we're Real ID compliant. So people, you do not have to come to DMV right now. You don't have to.
You can wait for renewal?
You can wait. Your current credential is just fine, and we'll make sure that on October 1st, 2020, which is when the full regulations take effect, that all of our residents have the proper credential in their hands.
So we still have a little bit of time.
Absolutely.
So the DMV is now issuing a new driver's license and identification card with the same look. However, the jurisdiction will be Washington, D.C. Explain how all existing credentials are valid until the expiration date, and law enforcement agencies are fully aware of the various designs that you have.
Absolutely. Let me start off. We currently have 4 designs for both our driver's license and our identification cards. So first we have what we call our paper 45-day temporary license. That is what you get when you first come in or when you renew, because we no longer issue the credential over the counter. The credential actually comes in the mail. So we need to give you something so that you can continue to drive and do business.
Okay.
So that's a paper credential. Then a lot of people still have the old credential, which is with the blue background and the capital in the back. That one says Washington, D.C.
Okay.
That one's still good. We then, in 2013, we rolled out a new background of cherry blossoms.
Okay.
Now that one, we changed the jurisdiction to the District of Columbia.
Okay.
And then just June 1st of this year, we still have that cherry blossom background, but we changed the jurisdiction back to Washington, D.C.
Why the change?
So really, Julie, what we were finding out is that a lot of individuals, not necessarily in Washington, D.C., but in other parts of the country, were getting a little confused. Maybe their geography wasn't what it should have been, and they were not understanding or remembering that the District of Columbia was the same as Washington, D.C., their nation's capital, a United States.
So it was confusing.
Yes.
Okay, that's surprising to know. Well, speaking of some changes, tell me about the gender-neutral license.
That's really exciting.
Okay.
So on June 26th of this year, DC DMV, we became the first jurisdiction in the nation to issue what we call a gender-neutral identifier, which is an X.
Okay.
And it really is something important for the LGBTQ community, and then for anyone who does not want their gender to be either male or female. They want to be unspecified. So that's something that we're proud that we were able to roll out for our residents.
All right. Lucinda, thank you for coming in today. I know we have a lot more that we could talk to you about, but where can we reach out to you if we have more questions about the DMV?
Absolutely. You can go to our website, which is dmv.dc.gov. You can follow us on Twitter, and you can like us on Facebook.
There you go. Thank you so much, Lucinda, for being here today. All right, folks, stay with us. There's more of Let's Talk Live right after the break.
The proceeding was a sponsored segment.